This is Jonathan Cahn. Where are we now? What lies ahead? How can you be prepared? And what are we called to do? A lot of believers are confused, discouraged, angry, and fearful. They don't know what happened or where we are now or what's ahead. What are we supposed to be doing? I want to answer that now. We've had 4 years of a conservative administration. We've had a president whose policies were the most pro-life in history. He stood against the killing of the unborn. He stood for religious liberty, for Christian education, for the right of parents over their children's future. He appointed judges and Supreme Court justices who would be more likely to stand for biblical and traditional values. He opened the door for Christian ministers and leaders to give him counsel. He stood strongly for the nation of Israel. By policy, the most pro-Israel president in history. He became the first world leader since ancient times to recognize Jerusalem as the capital of Israel. And he, along with the Republicans in Congress, sought to hold back a flood of anti-biblical legislation and movements from overtaking America. We can and we should be grateful for all that. But now, where are we? And what do we do? There are those that say believers should have nothing to do with government or politics. There are those, on the other hand, who act as if the political realm is our ultimate realm and our ultimate fight, even if it means calling for an American Civil War. Both are wrong. Messiah said, "You are the light of the world." The light has to shine. It has to affect, has to impact the world around it. The light of God, as the light of God, we are to address, touch, affect, and impact every realm. And that includes both the cultural and political realms. So yes, we should do everything we can to shine the light of God on the political realm. But there's a balance. Messiah also said that we are in the world, but we are not of the world. And he said, "My kingdom is not of this world." So we have to equally hold true to the fact that this world is neither our home nor our kingdom. We are to touch and minister to it, but remember that we are not of it. We are of a different and higher kingdom, a higher cause, a higher fight, a higher purpose, a higher mission, a higher end, and a higher king. Our first cause is to love, serve, and glorify God, to love others, and to spread the gospel of salvation and bring in as many as we can into the kingdom of God. Everything we do has to serve that end. And if something we're doing or any cause goes off, or if we forget our purpose, our fight, and our witness, then we have to step back and regain it and come back to our first love. We should support whatever will support the ends of God. But no earthly agenda or kingdom or government or person is that end. We're to pray for and fight for God's purposes. But after all is said and done, we have to remember that His ways are higher than ours. And no matter who it is that sits in the White House, in our nation's capital, the most important thing is who it is who sits on the throne of heaven. And we know who that is. And He remains seated on that throne.